sometimes there's real logistics that get in the way of like an approach. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. Yeah. They have to like have a lens that's bigger than the here and now.
Sometimes she really doesn't want to be approached. Sometimes she really does have a boyfriend. Sometimes you were not particularly good that time, and it's okay, and you'll be better next time.
Yeah.
That's another big one, is like, you just might have not delivered correctly, and you can go deliver correctly the next one. Like, professional athletes miss shots. Like,
oh, Chiefy boy. Chief, we've had a lot of fun over the years, you and me, fucking gallivanting around these streets.
For real. It's crazy.
Around these streets.
One of my favorites, Shaw, were in Nashville. He had his old house, not old, it was a big house, but he had a house with his brother. Big old house.
Big old house.
And we met these girls at Acme. It's really fun. And we went back to his house and just like, I don't know if he had furniture in yet or whatever. It's just me, Chifo, and these two like attractive, were they medical students or something like that?
They were in the medical field, but we went to Santa's before.
Oh, we went to Santa's too. Santa's was like, basically, he's like, I'm like, dude, so where did things go on afterwards? And he's like, dude, I'm going to take you to this place. And it's literally, it's like the size of this apartment, but it's a trailer somehow.
Right.
And
that sounds like Tennessee.
Two double wide ones.
Two double wides.
Right.
And it's a dive/karaoke feature bar.
And the trouble is finding it because it's on a trailer?
Dude, it's unbelievable. It's open till like 5 or 6 in the morning.
That's your dream.
It's like cheap beers. It's like people singing karaoke after the bars. They might have like late night snacks. It was like a fucking...
They never get shut down because they keep moving around.
Albert's, the selling point to anything with Albert is they could be open until 5 or 6 a.m. He's like, dude, night picnics.
Oh, yeah.
Hear me out. He's like, there's a bench and a cooler and they're open late. That's all you care about.
He'd be trying to pick up girls at Waffle House. Denny's like, this is my spot.
Yeah. He's like,
don't threaten me.
They serve waffles all night long.
Don't threaten me.
Why?
One time I caught him in the kitchen, he's just like downing syrup. Just going hardcore on his syrup.
Yeah, that was a while back. Some good times.
Causing fights at the Waffle House.
Jared, you'll appreciate this too, by the way. A lot of people don't know this. So for those, for the guys in the program currently, or anybody that may join us later on, one of my 7 openers that I teach for cold approach in bars, lounges, and nightclubs, I actually developed from being out with Alfred Chifo at Boatyard.
You're a muse.
He was there, and I on the spot gave him a challenge, and I said, Chifo, I need you to go up to that group of girls and pretend like you're a manager here, and check on their evening and just see how things are going. Right. And he literally like hit it out of the park. Like,
how many checks did you comp that night? He's like, just send this to Jenny up there. She'll take care of it. It's fine.
Yeah, I was a polite manager. I wasn't like a drive-through manager. Like, go ahead with your order. Like, hey, can I bring a green bean for the table? Just I have my hands behind my back like
the
this.
Hands behind the back.
Like, oh yes, I think I was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt or something, and they just went with it.
They embraced it so much. They embraced the character.
Yeah. Now, did you ask him for a tip, or like what was the closing on this?
I just remember the challenge I gave Albert, which was having someone hold your hand. Do you remember that to go to the bathroom?
Outside, yeah. And I had to have a random girl be like, "Listen, I'm a little nervous. Can you hold my hand to go to the bathroom?" And she like looked at me like, I'm like, just don't make it a big deal. And she's just like, okay, no problem. She just like grabbed my hand and like walked me to the bathroom.
It just shows you all of guys' deepest fears about like approaching women. Like if you just go up there with total dog shit, but you go up there like you're probably going to succeed like 50% of the time.
Because it's not what you say, it's what you convey, right? Jared, is something we always teach.
That's one of my success mantras. We also had to do a girl buckle your belt.
Yeah, that was
in a parking lot.
I think she was in her car.
In her car, she buckled his belt.
Talk about a drive-through service.
Hello.
Yeah.
Through the window?
Yeah.
I think through the window.
Just like,
yeah, so I was just putting his like crotch through the window.
I'm like, I
she
can't get my belt buckled. Can you help me? And instead of her, like a normal person would be like, why don't you just do it yourself? I'm like, no, I just can't do it. Can you help me? And if you just like continue with this thing, it's like, you know what it's like? It's the experiment from like psychology where they're like people in a waiting room.
Psychology, ever heard of it?
No, I'm sure you studied this in psych school. Where they put people in a like a waiting room and there's a bell. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Every time the bell rings, everyone stands up.
Right, then if you start standing up.
But one person isn't in on it. But then that person eventually just is like, all right, I guess we all stand up when the bell goes up. Like,
no, so that experiment actually gets deeper. So there's 7 people in the room.
Yeah.
Or 6 people. One person doesn't know what's going on. The bell hits. The 6 people who do know what's going on stand up. And of course, through pressure, the 7th person stands up. Every 10 minutes, one of the actors gets taken out, and a random new person who doesn't understand what's going on comes in. Eventually, as they keep cycling they hit the bell, and everybody's standing up.
And they're all new.
And they have no idea why, but they're all doing it because they kept seeing the other
That's
people
insane.
do it.
That's insane.
I still stand up every 10 minutes to this day. I haven't stopped.
How crazy is that, right?
It just shows conformity. Like people take cues off everyone else. It also shows the importance of like pre-selection, social proof.
God, it would be so easy to start a mob. Like we could just take over any like facility. That
You're just
we
like,
want.
bing.
Yeah. Just get enough guys. Yeah, just start ringing bells and shit.
It's kind of scary, but I think that's like a big thing.
That's
Of
where
like
mob
social
mentality-
media and like everything, like programming and all this shit. It's like through that
100%.
kind of stuff.
100%. That's how Nickelback got hated. They hated Nickelback through group mentality. One smart person was like, "This is not music," and then somebody's like, "I heard this isn't really music."
Nickelback. This is where you're going.
That's where I'm going. Nickelback doesn't deserve the hate, man.
I think it also goes to show the truly successful people or guys who like know what's really going on because
Still talking about
very
Nickelback.
suc-
Very
for
successful.
Nickelback. Every successful person is going to be thinking for themselves and is okay going against the norm, right? So when everybody else is doing one thing, aka the average person, 99% of people, the one person's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and do
Zigging
my
when they
own.
zag.
Like slippers on a podcast kind of
Same
thing.
on a podcast.
Yeah.
I zig when they zag.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm a zagger.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I was gonna say the other one, but I said it in my mind first, and then I said we're gonna go with zag.
Zag.
Nobody's trying to
Fan
get
of that.
canceled.
Zig when others are zagging, or vice
Zaga,
versa.
all right?
Zaga.
Can't use a hard
Zaga.
R. Zaga.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. He's definitely zagging with this outfit. Look at this thing. What are you going with over here? What's your look?
This is retirement home
With
chic.
cold.
Cold?
With the jacket.
You're going
I'm
with
gonna go normal,
no.
and then I might. No, I'm gonna throw this back. We got the most views with this jacket. The people demanded the jacket.
You're going for sells weed behind a Tommy Bahama store is what it looks like with this outfit.
He was comfortable golfing and then he had to go to a concert.
It's like they took depressed jeans, but they copied the pattern for the entire thing
They would,
instead
yeah.
of just the knees.
Jared's like a
This is
depressed
my
person.
Yeah, I'll just use my depression jacket.
Yeah.
This is probably the most Gen Z shit I own. And now I can say
No,
that.
you have a very young girlfriend over there.
She was there when I got it, yes.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys say. This is Skibbity Ohio Sigma Riz
Wow.
right here, okay?
W's in the chat.
I'd like to replace Jared.
That's actually a real sign, by the way. Skibbity Ohio Sigma Riz.
Yeah.
That's our real...
That's the fraternity that I pledged, actually.
Jared, you look like Machine Gun Belly. I don't even want to fucking. That's as close to you get as fucking being
right.
Gen Z, buddy.
That's the top of Albert's jokes right there.
That was really
That's about as
Gen
far as
Z,
that
buddy.
goes.
Come on, man.
Machine
But
Gun Belly.
no, all joking aside, Chief, I'm glad you joined us, man, because I know you're not, we always talk about here at the program, building a social circle and building like a culture of friends and people that are cool and have good connections. And I've always felt like I met some
was
of
in
the
the neighborhood,
funnest
so-
and best people through you. And I think
Yeah.
you like embody the idea of like having a social circle, being a connector.
Well, he has a characteristic that I've always envied. It's called likability.
Likability.
I've never had that one.
And it's and it's likability
Stop.
through what's interesting about him is he's likable through usually people are likable in their niche. So if you're like a dorky person, you get along with dorks. You're an athlete. Like I've never met a person from a walk of life who didn't like him. It could be a scholar type person, it could be a party animal, it could be a wallflower. Like the ability to how do you think you developed that, Chief? How did you feel like you developed the ability to connect with the people from a wide variety of
The Swiss
walks of
Army
life?
social skills.
Probably my parents. My mom and dad are very different people. My mom's super creative and super likable, and my dad really made sure I knew how to give presentations in class and just kind of not have the stage fright of going in front of people, and being confident, being assertive, and kind of approaching any social situation and thinking something positive can come from it.
Yeah, because you definitely have that calm, chill. I don't really care. This is all going to be fine. You have that
For sure.
It's going to go okay.
I always see you have two amazing traits. You're never talking ill of anyone, ever. And number two is you're kind of always down for whatever. You always kind of go with the flow. Is there do you bottle it up when we're off air or when Albert leaves the room, you're like, I really cannot stand that guy. Oh my God, I had a whole...
Jared goes, what are you not
it?
down for? Please
Yeah.
give us a list. What are you not down for?
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line?
Where do I draw the line?
What do you hate? What really grinds Chifo's gear?
I don't know. I mean,
He's like, it's like
I'm
rain
not
on
the
your
party
wedding
animal
day.
I was years ago, right? Some stuff is getting a little old. Okay, maybe I am, but I don't know. Just I don't sacrificing sleep that much. I mean, yeah.
I think you have a zest for adventure, though. Like Jared said, some
Wow,
people.
a zest for adventure. You're on timeout. You just said it's zest
No, I'm
for
serious.
adventure. He's not a key lime.
No, he's very zesty.
Jesus.
He a lot of people. So Like Chifo, you're just like he
Yeah, he's
sees
got a
what
glimmer of hope. We get it. You're speaking in riddles.
he
He
sees.
chases his truth.
He looks at the positive that could occur, whereas you're like,
Yeah.
what's the negative that could
Oh, he's
occur?
persevering a promise.
Okay, you done?
You're just saying nonsense over here.
Persevering a promise.
No, he is
love
optimistic
that.
when it comes to social settings. Where some people, maybe somebody watching here, is pessimistic.
Did you just say he's optimizing his optimism?
I mean, you could. That actually does make sense.
optimize your optimism.
You got to
So go ahead.
optimize your optimism.
Go ahead. He's zesty. He's ranch. Go ahead. Please continue.
He's flavorful.
Yeah, I get it.
Bold.
He packs a punch.
Yeah, I get it. No, but I think that's like that's a
Goes
big
on
thing,
Just the right time.
especially guys that struggle. My thing is when guys struggle, they have a lot of negativity.
Only
So they-
missing zest.
I know, but they walk into like a bar, they have a one bad approach, and it's just like deflation.
Because we talked about this, they directly correlate the girl's response to like their own like self-worth.
Shortcomings.
Yeah.
and-
No, but it's almost like it's here we go again. So if something bad happens, their first thought is not like, oh, I wonder why that didn't go. Like Jared was doing a breakdown that I really liked.
Wait, don't give it away. Don't give it away. So you approach your girl, Chief, okay? And it goes horrible.
Sure.
What goes through your head?
I approach a girl I've never met before. It goes bad.
She's like, get away from me. In what world? As if you think what?
I think like what maybe there's like a takeaway from this. Like maybe the place she's in socially in life is just doesn't align. Maybe she's wrapped up in her girlfriends, but I never take it personally because when I'm hanging out with Albert in those situations, it's always unique. You're always presented with like a unique set of obstacles or situations or problems, whatever hand you're dealt, so to speak, and you see the situation to its completion. You play the hand. Don't get hung up on one outcome because that can affect other things that happen that night, and you want to turn something bad into something good. Just like see the lining, be it silver, bronze, wood.
I think the two main things here that you just said that most people don't take is first thing you said was, well, I can walk away with learning something. Like maybe I could change something up. Maybe that didn't work. So you're separating yourself from the thing you did, which a lot of people don't. And number two, you put it on her. Maybe she's having a bad night. Maybe she's not feeling it. Maybe she's not a good fit for what I am. Where other people are like, what is wrong with me? This girl understands.
You're just like, how do they know?
Yeah.
Yeah, kudos.
Great instinct.
Tip of the cap.
Saw it.
Tip of the cap to her.
That girl's parents taught her well.
Tip of the fucking
Wow.
She
cap.
has self-respect.
That's a big one, though. I think Jared, the second one you said is huge. It's like, what is her deal that she was being weird with me? I hope she's okay. Whereas guys that aren't very good or aren't very experienced are like, what did I do wrong? Here I go again. I don't have it. Why can't I do it well like other guys do well? And I love something you posted on one of the reels today where you saw a girl in the casino and you're like, oh, let's do something. And she's like, well, I have a flight tonight. And you're like, a lot of guys don't understand that sometimes there's real logistics that get in the way of like an approach. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. Yeah. They have to like have a lens that's bigger than the here and now.
Sometimes she really doesn't want to be approached. Sometimes she really does have a boyfriend. Sometimes you were not particularly good that time and it's okay and you'll be better next time.
Yeah.
That's another big one is like, you just might have not delivered correctly and you can go deliver correctly the next one. Like professional athletes miss shots. Like go take another one.
Ultimately, I believe it's just patterns. So like
Shapes.
one
Colors.
patterns. Yeah, colors.
Yeah.
If you approach one girl, it's a data point, right? It doesn't tell you anything. Now, if you have this mindset or approach, something's wrong with her,
Yeah.
after 100 approaches all in a row and all of them fail, you might now need to take a look at yourself and go, wait a minute, maybe it's not her.
That's like my sneeze opener. It was not effective. 100 sneezes and I got nothing.
I mean, with that honker, I mean, I'm not.
But if you can share kind of the excitement of being with your friends, we're not talking about being solo, but just like going and meeting up with friends, the excitement of going out and being in that place. I think that energy can be seen. It's palpable. Right?
Albert talks about that all the time, though. Like, don't fake enjoy. He like tells guys in his classes and stuff like
I
that.
hate to fake fun.
When you have fake fun versus like having real fun, and that like energy is like contagious, or the exact opposite. If you're like, ha ha ha, funny joke that you just told, it's like that energy is also going to be palpable.
Yeah, we talked about something this week in class that I thought was, or last week in class I thought was really interesting. It's like, I had a guy ask me a question. He's like, all right, so what do you do when you're a wingman and your buddy, like Brandon's talking to the two girls, and then you're the guy here and you haven't like quite entered or meshed the group yet. And it's like the worst things a guy can do there is like
The hokey pokey. The
What
one
is-
foot in, one foot out. Like I don't know
no,
what-
the worst part is it could be like, oh yeah, like pretend like they know what they're talking about, like the girl mentioned
Right.
something, or be inauthentic.
I've seen the hokey pokey too, though, where the guy like takes 2 steps forward and then he takes like 2 steps back
Oh.
because he's not sure if he's like
He doesn't know if he's in the
Yeah,
group.
Is it my time?
That's what I thought you were gonna say. Is
Yeah.
like the shuffle.
Yeah, no,
You got to just go.
What I like is actually kind of the oscillate, which is like you pay attention, then you're out, you're over here, and then you're like, wait, what was that? Wait, you like fucking Zach Bryan? That's fucking awesome.
You wait for your opening.
Exactly, you're in and you're out,
Yeah.
but it's authentic, or like we don't do the fake fun, and that's something that Chifo, I think, another big thing he is big on that I think Jared has noticed. We probably all seen is, and why I think you've had success is you're big on self amusement, like you're big on. When we came up with that host opener, right? I wasn't telling you, Chifo, go do this because it's the perfect way to pick up girls. I was like, go do this because it's
It'll be
silly
funny.
and fun.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have fun. And through finding things that are silly and fun, you'll inadvertently find things that are effective.
I've never seen you fake laugh. When you're like trying to be polite and you don't think something's funny, you just kind of smile and you nod. You go,
You're like, that's interesting.
yeah, good for you.
You're like,
Oh,
interesting.
interesting is one of the worst words you can say. Interesting never means interesting. It means like boring or bad.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for you.
Or
You tried
crazy.
there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
That's crazy
You've heard me
means the
say
person
that. I'm
doesn't. If somebody ever tells you a story and then you go, "Wow, that's crazy," that means that whatever you said was the least crazy thing
Right.
of all time.
So in a loud bar, my go-to phrase, like when I didn't hear somebody or like I didn't really connect with it, I'm like, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, I just do. 100%.
Because it doesn't matter if it's
actually
good or
zero.
bad.
No, it doesn't matter.
Can you
if it's
believe you left me?
good, bad, and
100%.
different. Like,
My personal pet
100%.
peeve is when girls go, "That's funny." Whenever I hear
You're like,
"that's
"Oh."
funny," I want to just smack them right there on the head.
Oh, you also hate it too when girls would give them a one-letter answer like K to a text message.
I think everybody hates. No one likes the K.
The one-letter
Or
thing.
the emoji.
Or the emoji response,
Yeah.
the thumbs up.
There was a whole movement by Gen Z or whatever, being like, "We want to remove the thumbs up emoji because they look at it as a passive aggressive." Or
Yeah.
The thumbs up is passive aggressive.
apparently,
Oh, yeah.
thumbs up is passive aggressive. Can't do it.
I'm
Here,
guilty of it though.
I have a great question for the experts here.
Oh God.
If you're texting with a girl
Okay.
and she responds by reacting to one of your like iMessages, she does the exclamation
Or
point
the heart or whatever.
or the heart or whatever. Are you going back in or is the interaction over and it's on her?
I'm done at that point.
You're done.
If I say something,
Because I was texting for something like work related the other day, and I was like, I wonder where you guys stand on this.
if you text something to a girl and she gives a like, thumbs up emoji, or the heart emoji on the thing itself,
It's on her to reinitiate.
I mean, I might hit her up in a day or two.
That's what I'm saying.
But like that,
If she wants to continue the interaction,
yeah,
it's on her.
that day's interaction, done's up.
Yeah.
So you might feel different.
iPhone always adding wrinkles.
I'm slightly on the other side of this. I think this is a good opportunity for like light intrigue and open loop. So
you're gonna
basically,
kinda-
what that means is a statement that elicits a question or a follow-up.
Yeah, you're going to transition. You're going to end that you're going to end that topic, and you're going to go into something
But
else.
with another thing.
Yeah,
You're
of
like, oh,
course.
by the way, that reminds me. I got to tell you something later.
Right.
They're like, what do you mean? Like something that's going to elicit, that's going to literally tease out a little
But
bit
it's kind of
more
a partial reopen, is what Jared's saying.
Yes.
I just feel if she wanted that thread to continue, she would have added something of value.
So, okay, no, I disagree with that, Jared, because here's
Clearly.
because you can talk about a lot of Gen Z shit, and if there's one thing, no beef, a little bit of beef, that Gen Z girls particularly have, and people, guys, the whole generation, is they're probably the worst conversationalists we've ever had. Despite how much conversation we're having, girls under 25, guys under 25 are not very good at hilarious, witty back and forth banter. So like sometimes I used to, because our generation, yeah, the girls were expected to have a little back and forth, a little moxie, a little here, a little there. These girls, good fight there. These girls do not have the ability. So I think you have to give them a little bit more. You have to give them more to work with, is what I would say.
okay.
That's nice.
I mean, like, they don't have to be witty. They don't have to be some genius, amazing response. But if I'm seeing a girl just do not even emoji or anything and just thumbs up on something I said, I feel like that's her way of telling me, I heard you, I'm acknowledging what you said, but I'm not looking at the back.
It also depends on what you're saying. If you're saying like a really cool punchline to a funny thing or a really interesting statement, they what your reaction to it, yeah, that's bad. But if it's something mundane and their reaction to it, then I don't know.
What if it's like dinner Friday and they love it? Heart.
Then that's saying yes. Then
That's good. No, that's good. That's
and we're
positive
golden.
compliance.
Yeah.
then we're golden. What more needs to be said? See, the problem is, I think people think they got to do more than needed. So it's like, are we good for dinner Friday? And she gives it a heart emoji. And then you go, well, are you sure? Do we know what time or what place? We can do something else if you don't want. Like, I feel like so many guys are like, it's good. Yeah. You've done it.
You kind of stuck the landing.
So, and now they freak themselves out because they're like, oh, it's indifference, whatever. So they do more, and then that's what ruins it.
So this is where I wanted to get like the interaction and get your different takes, because I actually think that it's somewhere in the middle. I think that in that instance, like it's a perfect example by Chief. If you say dinner Friday ? And she just hearts it, which would be a little bit weird, but let's say she just hearts it, then you're supposed to be like, great, pick you up at 8. You actually should finish. Kind of like what Albert said, open loop, but I understand what he's saying. Yeah. Like in that instance, you should treat the heart as though she'd say, yes, love to, with a heart. And you actually need to like,
I'm fine with that, but that's a caveat. That's like a,
no, but I'm saying, okay, but you're still double texting in that spot.
Okay. If you said, are we still on for dinner at 7 tomorrow? And she gives a heart emoji.
That's more of a cemented plan. That's fine.
Right. Then you don't text back.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, you asked a question.
You're just solidifying logistics at that point. She's doing another text to solidify logistics. Sure, I'm fine. But that is a
what
caveat
I'm saying is,
to the rule.
Yeah, it's a caveat, but there are instances to double text, and that's
there's
fine.
instances there's caveats for everything. But if you're asking, when in general, tell me there's not a caveat for anything. You can drink too much water. You could die from over drinking water.
Caveat emptor. Buyer beware.
Yeah, like there's a caveat for everything. But if you're asking in general,
water beware.
Do you have to respond back when they heart it? No.
I'm providing information to the viewers that sometimes it's okay to double text in those spots.
Chief, this is one of my favorite moments when they just start arguing directly at each other.
I'll double text them into another spot.
They just start strangling each
I'll
other
say
like
something.
Bart Simpson and
Sometimes I'm fine with a double text. I'm just saying if she's responded and I can get the sense that she's trying to end the thread. Don't force it.
Speaking of ending the thread, Chiefo, I have a question about you're a guy with a very active, like we said, vibrant social circle. You're always out. You're always doing fun stuff. You're not a homebody.
It's vibrant and it's zesty.
Here we go.
If you're always out doing fun stuff, why are you here?
I dragged him.
I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I tricked him.
I was getting my whole face waxed. Ears, nose.
Oh, you did the mankind thing? Love that. Yeah, so, no, but as a person with like who does a lot of stuff and is fun, this is a tough one because I've been down this road myself. Jared has. Brandon, not so much. But do you feel when you start to get to maybe you meet a girl that you like, you might want to get in a relationship, is it more important that she fits your way of life? Or is it more important for you to be malleable to her way of life? Let's say she's a little bit more homebody. She's a little bit more slow paced. Do you think the guy needs to adjust to the girl or the girl needs to adjust to the guy's lifestyle a little bit more?
She's talking about relationship. I think that's when she's in the move-in phase, right? Moving in with you. I think as the guy, we kind of have to dictate how the days generally go in terms of what we're eating together, right? I know schedules can differ. I know you've dated before girls that had a morning schedule or a night schedule and that didn't necessarily align. But the malleability comes with, what are you willing to sacrifice and how much do you like this person to cut out things that you necessarily like and think are good for you, but not necessarily for the relationship, right? So
I just think it's weird because like even when I was posting this question in my mind, I'm like, no, I think most guys would say the girl adjusts to us, right? Like I live my life and the girl comes into my life. She better be cool with my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I think the reality is, and Jared, you can speak on this as well, like, or Brand, whatever. I feel like most guys when I think about it, I'm like, man, this guy used to be the coolest. He used to be like this. And then he met blank and now he's like that. And I feel like it's weird to me. Like I don't see girls changing their lifestyle for the men they're dating, but I see a lot of men changing their lifestyle for the women they're dating. Like where do you guys, I don't know where you guys stand on that.
I think that there's a lot of stuff that guys only like to do when they have a partner. And so you see guys act a certain way when they don't have a partner because they don't like to go to brunch if they don't have a partner, or they don't like to go to, I don't know, fucking flower making class. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example of guys might want to stay in and snuggle at 10 o'clock at night instead of going out because now snuggling's an option.
Yeah, but what if the girl doesn't, sorry, I feel like Jared's going to answer, but what if the girl doesn't, the counter to that is what about the girls' things that she doesn't like to do? What if she doesn't like to go watch NFL tailgates, but now that's what Jim does every weekend? What if she doesn't like going to a poker game and that's what Alfred does, you know, every now and then?
So I'm only advocating for like stuff that guys like to do. Like, yes, certainly we all have those friends that like don't want to go to every single kid's birthday and baby shower or whatever, and they're stuck going to that. And that's because guys don't know how to set their relationship dynamic. Absolutely.
That's probably it.
No, absolutely. They don't know how to do it. And like, I've talked to girls and I've talked to guys, and it's like, yeah, like if it's your close family's birthday party, sure. But if it's your sister's cousin's friend's 3-year-old birthday, like you should be able to be like, hey, respectfully, have a good time.
That to me is the biggest red flag of all this, what he just said.
Right.
If a girl ever tells me, no, I don't want you doing X, Y, or Z, and it's something that's been a big part of my life till I met her, that's a massive red flag.
I don't understand how this is a question.
What?
There should be no adjusting. If you're going to be dating a girl seriously and making her girlfriend, why are you adjusting things you want to do just to date her? Why does she have to adjust her life just to date you? The whole point of dating is to find out if our lifestyles mesh together, if we're a good fit together. If they're not, we shouldn't be making that girl a girlfriend in the first place. So that's number one. Number two is kind of what Brandon just said, which is Jared single likes to do a lot different things than Jared in relationship. Meaning, like, for example, me single, yeah, sure, I'll be out going to the bar, more, even fat cats, or, whatever, like, going out, picking up girls, talking with everybody, the laughs, whatever. But that's because the premise, and it always comes down to the premise is all the crazy shit we're doing is to, at some point, whether it's for a night or for a lifetime, find a girl.
Yeah.
The moment I'm out with just Anna and we're doing that stuff, it's like, I don't care how many bells and whistles and cool shit is around. It's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
What is the, like there is no point to it. Anything we're doing, we could be doing back at home for a lot cheaper and a lot more comfortably. So like, it doesn't really make sense. Now, there are, again, caveats. There are times where you want to be around your group and your friends and doing new, interesting things. Doesn't have to be pottery or whatever the fuck you're talking about, but it could be like still fun things.
I'm not even gonna get into it. I know that Anna asks you to do stuff like that all the time, and you do stuff like that all the time. And
I don't do pottery.
Dude,
she wants to make plants. I let the girl live. She goes and makes plants, but that's not something we have to do as a joint.
So you've
thing.
adjusted nothing for being with her. You've adjusted nothing.
I'm not faking interest that are my.
That's not what I said. I said we were talking about adjustments, or not about necessarily painful adjustments. There's adjustments.
Give me an example.
Wait, that wasn't you at the puppy sweater knitting competition the other day? That wasn't you?
No, give me an example of adjustment.
I don't know. Do you want to be going to New Jersey this weekend?
It's not this weekend, but first of all, that's different. That's to see her family. Yeah. Yes, I want. If I'm going to eventually marry a girl, I want to bond and spend time with their family.
Exact thing.
Hey,
There was
get the mic closer.
It is an adjustment.
It's not an adjustment. That's spending time. That's something. Yes, I do want to go to Jersey because at some point, if I'm going to marry a girl,
but that
I
is
want
an
to be close to
adjustment.
their family.
So if her friend's kid has a birthday party and she's insistent that you go, are you going to go or not?
I think there are things that you can do as a single. There are things you can do as a couple. There are things you should want to do together. If you're asking me, are there things that you are obligated to do as a couple for the relationship because it's expected? Yeah, that's like saying you're getting married and spending all this money on a wedding. That's an adjustment. It's not an adjustment. That's something you do to further the relationship.
I personally will not be doing that. I've had this discussion with multiple girls that I'm not paying for.
All right, I'm going to drop a truth bomb on you guys.
All right, what did you do?
So this weekend, I had my most serious long-term ex-girlfriend get married.
Not to him.
Not to me. Yeah, when I first met her,
She was just a girl.
I was like, this is the girl that I'm going to see walk down the aisle one day. I just didn't know it was going to be on Instagram. But, and honestly, our biggest issue, the love and the feelings and all that stuff that was there, our biggest issue is what Jared said. It's like we had lifestyles that were diverging in path, right? Mm-hmm. And the kind of life she wanted me to live, kind of life I want to live, we're kind of doing this. And honestly, dude, I think when I first found out that she was in a serious thing, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. And I felt almost nothing. I felt near zero. I was like happy for her. I was like, do your thing. But I genuinely believe, like what Jared just said, in order to have a well-paired relationship, you have to it's not like, oh, I'm dating Marissa now. There goes Miller Lights on Thursdays. It's like, you do what you do. You are who you are. And your lives need to work in concert with one another. Doesn't mean you have to do everything together, because also those relationships are not good. Don't get me started. But you have to be able to have the
I still think there's
ebb and
adjustments.
flow. There's the ebb and flow.
I still think there's adjustments. Like, you could go home from Fat Cats at 3 instead of 6, and that'd be like a nice adjustment.
So this is where Jared and I are different. To me, that's him smoking hookah. Like, why does he smoke hookah? Why do you smoke hookah?
Relaxes me.
That's what I like.
It's like, I
Fat
like to
Cats
relax for an extra 3 hours at the bar.
But I'm
drinking.
saying I like to watch live music because I like rock music. I like to see a band play Foo Fighters. I like to drink a craft beer
But
with a
if your
bartender
girl's-
and hear a funny story.
If your girl's your girl, she's there with you.
Correct.
When I'm smoking hookah, Anna's smoking hookah next
No,
to
I'm
me.
with you.
She's
No, I'm
there
with you. I don't need to go to
begging him to go home.
No, but I'm not. I don't need to go to Fat Cats by myself and be like, stay home and watch the kitchen. Like, I'm not doing that stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna have a beer. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna watch the characters, the people watching. Have a drunk guy come up to me and tell me something. Like, I like. Now I like to, and this is what I teach in Cold Approach, is when you go to the bar, you can't be that like, where are the sets? There's sets over here. Let's go get them.
Right.
It's like you're talking to
Start
the whole
making
venue.
notes of all your guys' stuff where you're adjusting.
No, I'm serious. So like,
retract.
I asked Brent, like he's watched a lot of our
I'll
calls.
take back what I said to a degree.
This is good. This is improvement. This shows
to a
growth.
degree. I think. Well, it's funny that you say growth. I think you should make adjustments for growth. So I'll give an example of an adjustment
Here we go.
that I made just for Anna. I would never do this on my own, but there's rationale behind, and that is skincare routine. I'm putting on like 5 different creams this fucking morning. There's a retinol thing.
I heard
a
she got some cream on her
sunscreen,
too, if you know what I mean.
and a face wash and a moisturizer. I haven't there's like 5 different fucking creams.
You gave her a
cream-
facial?
all facials,
Nice.
all thing. So I'm like, that I would never do on my own. I've no desire to do it, but I understand that does better me in some way. So as long as the relationship adjustments have something to do with you growing, maybe it could be your fashion, maybe it could be your fitness, maybe it could be your skincare, maybe it could be your work ethic.
Get him.
Go.
Just the whole thing. You're both fucking just
Oh, I'm
morons.
part of this too now?
You're both.
What did I do?
You see how likable Chiefo is? He's like, I'm not even part of it.
Fucking
Yeah.
write-
That's how likable he is. Brandon's like,
start-
you all suck.
I'm gonna
except
start
him.
writing down examples and bringing them on the show.
Sure.
So it should
I did
be
help prepare
adjustments
dinner
are
this week.
fine as long as it's not crushing your soul.
As long as it's growing you as a person.
Do you like taking? And I love Anna. Do you
Sure.
like taking all these photos of Anna? Do you like taking pictures of food before she eats them? Like, what are we talking about here? Do you
The
like?
gloves are off
Do
on
you,
the podcast.
do you like having
It's
like
not an
matching
adjustment. It's
shoes?
not an adjustment in my lifestyle. That's just being nice to your partner.
I'm losing it here. I'm losing the will to live.
You don't mean
That's not an
adjustment.
adjustment. He goes, sure. Did I go from not taking these things or doing these things to doing these things? Yes. That doesn't mean I adjusted to now
You can
doing
say
them.
that
He goes, I morphed into a guy who's okay with doing
And then
that.
you adjust for
I
everybody in your
changed.
life.
I didn't adjust.
You
Yeah.
adjust for everybody in your life then. That's not a
Yes, of
relationship.
course you do.
Then the word loses all meaning. The whole thing's all meaning. Are you adjusting for your girl? Yes, because I adjust for every single person.
But
I
right
interact
now,
with.
my adjustment is I'm not killing you.
You know what his thing would be like? You held the door open for Chief as he walked in. Did you adjust for him? Did you want to open the door? I don't know, man.
Chief, where do you stand?
But
Where do you
yes,
stand?
exactly. So if I was
That's
just
an
Hold on,
adjustment.
hold on. Let him go. Let him go.
I don't know,
Where do
I
you stand on
kinda-
this?
He's on my
Chief is a
side.
bright
I
guy.
don't even let
I'm with
Chief
you.
sit here.
I'm with
adjust.
Brandon here. I'm with Brandon here. I
he's
mean,
on my side.
I made the statement. Brandon kind of cemented all the points. You guys unpacked it a bunch. I love the back and forth. It's great. I'm enjoying it.
See, he's not adjusting shit. He's just agreeing. That's what makes him likable.
Yeah, because
he's
he's closest to you. He's
like-
scared of you hitting him.
He's like, you're all better different in different yet better ways. Collectively with synergy, we all agree to disagree while agreeing.
You should always make adjustments. You will always make adjustments
will.
being in a
You will.
relationship. You should not make any foundational
According to
changes.
you,
That's
you're
a big
making
one.
adjustments in anything.
That's a big one.
Yes, then that's important.
Yeah.
So if you date a
It
girl,
loses its all
no,
meaning.
it
So
doesn't.
I'll tell you
No, it
this.
doesn't.
No.
Because Albert, I'm going to throw him under the bus or not, whatever, because he's
Dude,
not
do
that
it.
way
Wear me
anymore.
out.
Albert used to just date a girl and be like, get with the show or get on the road.
100%.
And like,
I
Give me an
just,
example.
I just want the
Yesterday-
viewers to understand your biggest thing on me is your biggest adjustment that I've had to make is I had to take pictures of my girlfriend. That's
He
a
didn't
huge
say that.
No, I'm saying you do
adjustment. No, he's like,
things-
I got an adjustment. You take pictures of people.
I'm sure I'll get with Anna
I don't take photos of you. That's an adjustment. You're like, don't put me on social media.
You've never taken a class, gone on a specific type of date. Is it growth or is it keeping your partner happy?
No, it's both. If she's having me do a class like cycling or yoga, does that not benefit me? Now, she's having me take a class that says, here's how to make a pot. I've told her no. I ain't doing that shit. Tell me I'm wrong, Anna.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not adjusting to do something I don't want to do that doesn't grow me as a person. But
He refuses to do anything on purpose.
thank you.
I don't know if they can hear that.
She's like, I want to do painting for date night. And I go, how about no? That's not me. How about no? Because I'm adjusting because I'm new to
You
coming up
guys,
with a podcast.
no.
Hold on.
You guys bought some sort of sex painting kit, and there was a specific night when you literally were like, I gotta go home and
Excuse
fuck
me,
on
a
canvas
what?
or something like that.
Because
And how did you grow from that?
Because
Did I hear that right?
Yeah. No. It wasn't a sex kind of. It was
Like
it
a,
was
like a paint by numbers?
No, it was a date. Well,
Paint by numbers.
I don't need the numbers. to paint
Was your brush out?
a lot of white paint?
Yeah.
No, so
Ton of strokes.
it was a date adventure book that I bought, that I wanted, and I committed to. And sadly, one of them had to do with painting, and we still haven't done it.
So,
because I don't like
two
it.
of those things means he's not adjusting. Number one is he's only child syndrome, so he's doing what he wants. Number two,
Thank you.
The other stuff is
That was the nicest insult Albert's ever given me.
Number two is that he didn't do some of the other stuff because, again, that's not adjusting. That's him being, I don't want to do stuff because my
I
inherent.
wasn't coming for you. He's saying that he has not adjusted at all in your relationship.
I've grown.
I'm talking to Anna, Jared's girlfriend.
It's okay. I'm talking to Nelson.
Yeah. He's saying he has not made any adjustments, so just keep that in mind in your
Here,
relationship.
I'll tell you one you'll be
I'm saying I don't need to make adjustments because we fit so perfectly together.
Right.
I'll give you one that you'll be surprised about, boys. Yesterday, we did a dinner at home with the girl that I'm seeing, and
A girl that you're seeing?
and I
He's not hearing her.
prepared.
He's just seeing it.
I prepared the salad.
I needed to be on medication.
I'm the salad
Does
boy.
she know you're seeing her?
Alfred,
Yeah.
these friends of mine, I should be on medication.
I mean, you should be
I'm
on
still on the
medication
paint by
overall.
numbers thing. Is it a single use kit? Do you buy refills?
Listen, if you want to get in on it, we can do it later.
No, I prepared, no, okay, hear me out. So I prepared the salad, and then I took out the trash on my own volition.
Right. And you don't want to do that?
No.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
I actually didn't know where the trash was in my condo building. Haven't taken it out. I have a person that takes out my trash.
an adjustment.
I haven't made my own salad.
That's just compromise.
Jared's like, that's growth. Everything's fucking growth.
I didn't grow.
Yeah.
The only thing grew was the lettuce that I put in the salad.
All right, if you understand, I take out the trash, but if I wasn't in a relationship, guess what I would have to do? Take out the trash.
That's not true. You could wait until your cleaning lady comes and do it.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
I
I don't want to be that disgusting. That bag of trash here for a week. Like, no. These are things I would have to do anyways. We just
You're
find
like,
these good.
thanks to Anna, I'm taking trash.
I make, if anything, I
First up,
adjust
I'm
for
on
you.
fries.
I make more adjustments for you than the relationship. if
As you
anything.
should.
Okay.
I'm a wonderful partner.
You I make adjustments for sometimes.
Speaking of adjustments, Chifo, where do you think that when you're on this, because these two are off the rails, where do you think that light bulb goes on? Jared's 39 years old. He just
38.
met. Yeah, effectively. He's effectively
Got a few
39.
months.
I'm 39.
40.
That's nice.
It took us a little longer than some to potentially find a good situation, somebody that we're seeing, a good partner.
Somebody willing to adjust.
Where
for
do
it.
you think that road comes to a point where you're just like, all right, we've had our fun, like Jared said, we're done with the cold approach, we're done with this. Do you think it's a preordained decision of, all right, I'm done in my fuckboy era and I'm going to do my man boy era? Or do you think that the person shows up and now it's like that? Somebody's got to steer this conversation.
Wow.
Jared's just
I think
gonna argue.
I think it's like a
I
spectrum.
have notes.
It's probably a spectrum, right? Like,
Oh, Jared's on the spectrum for
I
sure.
knew I was going to say it.
Yeah, he's definitely on it.
I've adjusted.
like, how do you know when you're done and you're ready to put your toys away?
Yeah.
Put the paint kit away, so to speak,
Exactly.
and go on to pottery.
Are you ever done? Does it ever turn off? Do you feel like, what do you feel on this? There's a Hugh Hefner effect. You know,
I have a great answer for this.
I have older
it's
friends.
not about you.
Older friends who are like super wealthy, super successful. They never put the toys away.
Isn't that true? I started to notice
and it's kind of they're not balanced. So in that sense, are they having fun? I think they're having fun a lot sometimes, but
They're out there in the slots.
but it's
tearing it
scary.
up.
It's scary. It's also scary. It's like there's no, I don't know.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
Well, it's not a Disney movie. Like one of our buddies says, this ain't a Disney movie because like you
Yeah.
think that it's like I'm going to go my life, and then I'm going to meet the princess, and then no other girls exist or no other temptation. Like, it's not like you have horse blinders on the rest of your life, right? You're still a human being. You're living, you're breathing, you're seeing things.
I have the correct answer, though.
Hit us.
The correct answer is you first have to make the decision that you're ready to meet the right person, and then you do have to meet the right person that would cement that mindset.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard
the
for the right
correct
person to shake you into
You
that.
can meet the right person at the wrong time, which
Yeah.
most of us do, is most often the case in relationships.
Like
that
leaving
fail.
girls that love me and
Yeah.
constantly seducing hoes,
Yeah.
like Drake says.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done that for 25 years or so, and you semi-recently were like, I am now ready to meet the right person.
I had a phrase on the show. What was my phrase? 2024, the year that I'm going to find my wife.
I mean,
yeah, and
technically,
now
you're
you
just seeing
started
her.
apparently seeing
Yeah,
someone.
you're just seeing.
That's a way to
someone.
put
Let's
it.
not get too ahead of
Well,
yourself.
we're not seeing each other.
Not right now.
I'm not Ray Charles on this bitch.
You're just seeing somebody.
But
I'm
anyway,
seeing
that's
someone.
the correct answer. Is you have to first be willing to find the right person or meet the right person, and then the right person has to come.
I'll give you one of those.
And then you can get out of
whoa.
that phase.
I'll give
Get
you
it,
one of those
Jess.
like whoa podcast quotes. You know, they say something super wise. Everyone's like,
He's like, you have to adjust. It's your
Whoa.
mindset.
so here's my take on it. You ready for the whoa?
Whoa.
Whoa. You are either a creature of habit or a creature of growth, and every day you gotta decide. So what I mean by that is your super rich, mega rich friends, they're all going and they're just doing the same shit again and again. Creatures of habit. That's what they know. That's what they do. That's it. At some point though, you got to go, why am I doing life and Groundhog's Day on repeat? And you should be growing. You should be going to the next thing. You should be like, hey, I'm here. What does the next level look like? What is the next adventure? To the point, this is a quote from Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. I'll go nerdy. He goes, death is the ultimate adventure. You get to a point where you've done everything in life. You've seen it all. You've experienced it all. You've loved. You've lost it. You've had kids. You've partied. You've made the money. You've lost the money. You've seen what your body can do and gun shape or whatever. You've done it all. Until finally, the only thing left should be death is the final and last adventure.
You almost got there with the adjustment comments. You almost got there. I was ready to bring you there myself.
Man, I saw a great one this week
I do
about
like
it.
what you said
About
there.
his Gandalf
Right?
quote.
You're either a creature of habit or a creature of growth. Creature of habit, you'll be stuck in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, I
Those
saw
guys are afraid to stop the awesome. That's what it is.
But how much is how much? Sorry, but it's not
No, I have a
awesome.
great one about your Gandalf quote.
Okay, all right. Yes, we're
No,
seeing
he
each other.
goes, I saw a guy this week. He says, you know that 60% of marriages end in divorce. And he goes, if you do the math, that means that 40% of marriages end in death.
Yeah.
He's like, no matter what happens, this isn't going to end well for one of you guys.
I mean, that's more. No matter what you do, is going to end in death.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
like-
whatever. But
Yikes.
I'm
Is
just
that what
saying,
they're
like,
there?
if you're a creature of habit, this goes from a comedian, Jeff Jeffries, the Australian guy. He said, I pray to God, although he's atheist. He goes, I hope there's no God, or I hope there's no heaven. I hope there's no heaven. And he goes, the reason being is because I don't care how good it is. I don't care how great this thing is. Like anything, I'm going to get used to it, and I'm going to get bored. And it's going to be eternity of boredom. Because I don't care how good something is, you will get used to it. Name anything, no matter how good it is, that you don't get used to.
Gandalf's
Atlanta
getting
Braves.
really deep today.
Atlanta Braves baseball. But
What?
yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
It's just like, so the whole point of life, I think, is to try new experiences. That's why it irks me when you're not doing things like skydiving or traveling or whatever. I think that is the ultimate thing for like real happiness and purpose, is to like try out new stuff, see what you're capable of, challenge yourself.
Is that why you tried divorce? Because you were like, I tried marriage and I want to experience
It's
everything.
off the bucket list. I got it off. Now I'm done. I've seen
I
it.
had to.
I had to see
Maybe
it.
you just need new purpose, Jared.
Me?
Maybe some
Yeah,
pottery
let's-
classes.
Let's dig here.
Well,
Because,
you don't-
okay, what has Jared's big life passion been the last 20 years?
Sushi.
That's number 2. No, cold approach pickup, meeting girls, leveling up.
Yeah.
He's done
Now
there.
it's smoking hookah.
You know what this is for him? This is like when you and I got done playing college baseball, and we're just like, all right, it's 3 o'clock. I go to the practice.
You're thinking about killing yourself?
No, but that's what happens. Like we played college sports, and I remember my first. It happened to him hard. Happened to me hard. When you first
Still happening to
when
me.
you're pursuing baseball your whole life, and then it's like baseball's over. I'm like, I would literally get up and be like, oh, should I go to practice? I'm like, wait, I'm
Except one of us
still go
made
sit in the
it.
dugout.
Except one of
not.
The only difference is one of us made in the career they pursued their entire life, and two didn't.
Wow, shots fired.
That's nice. I like that.
That hurts,
I like that.
but not wrong.
Wow.
Although you didn't go professional at Magic the Gathering. I couldn't even get the joke out.
I did give a bad
Couldn't even
name.
get the joke out.
Yeah.
Some of us went professional with the
it's an
path we
ident-
want.
but Jared-
Some of us ended up on
Do you agree,
podcasts.
Jared? Do you agree it's an identity thing, though? Think about it. Somebody's
sad.
whole identity, like Chifo says, their identity's built on maybe being a playboy, maybe living a lavish lifestyle with like women
Are you
around.
talking about yourself in the third person?
Yikes! No, it's hard to lose that identity and be like, my new identity is this guy.
My new identity is seeing
This
someone.
goes back to what I said. It's very hard to lose that identity if you're a creature of habit. It's easy to lose that identity if you're a creature of growth because you're always adding to your identity.
That's a good
Well,
point.
if your needs are being fulfilled one way and it's like comfortable, it's really hard to move away from that
The opposite of success is content.
for sure.
So if you're comfortable and your needs are fulfilled, show me a man who's comfortable with their needs fulfilled, and I'll show you a man who stopped growing.
Chifo, is there anything,
Next
any
episode, we're doing
curiosity
it
you
as
have
Deadpool
about?
and Wolverine.
I know you've been around. I think you've been to at least shadowed some boot camps or some retreat stuff. You've been around some of our students and
Have
coaching.
you been to,
He's like been in the
Wait,
venue when we've had.
let the man, have you been to a boot camp? Or if not, you have a formal invitation. Not one with these two, but
Thanks. No, I think I was at the wharf when you had an event going on.
no, fuck that. Miami, a Halloween weekend in Miami. We're doing a full retreat.
Okay.
You're running it, just FYI.
Okay.
So
Perfect. I thought that you were saying that I did that already. Like you're like Halloween, Miami, 4 years ago.
No.
You were
this is
there. I was
upcoming.
like,
this is upcoming.
So
Maybe.
upcoming October.
Sounds great.
You'll
I'm in.
you'll do a speech on social.
Yeah,
circles.
he goes, forget your Halloween plans. You're working.
You're working. I'm putting you
what
to
do you
work.
want to pay?
Let's go.
Nothing.
Yeah.
let's
What do you
go.
want to do? A speech on social circle and
Sure.
creating a network? And
I got
all right,
you.
you're on the roster. You guys.
Because if you're not
You get
growing,
so let's start there. So let's get Chifo.
Let's bring it back to growing.
No, let's bring it back to Chifos. All right. So for the guys watching at home who want to build a social circle from scratch and they don't know anybody, thank you, baby. They don't know anybody. They don't know what to do. Blah blah blah.
Mm.
How do they start? What is the best way to live the Chifo lifestyle? How do you get this going?
Springboard it with your hobbies. So like whatever you do hobby wise, when you meet people, it's all kind of interrelated. Like poker is one of my hobbies. I'll go play public poker at the Hard Rock and try to strike up some interesting conversations there. And usually there are like parallels. Like I recently got into paddle, so like I joined Wynwood Paddle Club. It's fun. Yeah, the paddles are short. The balls are fast. Yeah, I think I use the fact that I've gone out to a lot of restaurants and bars and speakeasies in like Fort Lauderdale, in Miami, and like knowing the owners, knowing the people that work there and being really familiar with them, kind of to my advantage. Like you
How
can
do you get that though? How do you start knowing the owners? How do you not only how do you get to know them, how do you maintain it? Because these people know a lot of people already.
how did you learn how to first start talking?
How do you stay? How do
Do you remember what your first word was?
What the fuck? How do you stay relevant with these people? Because some people can meet, like for example, we can go out tonight and I can meet the bartender. Hi, bartender. I'm Jared. She goes, oh, hi. I'm Sarah. How do you stay
saying
relevant?
yes.
Okay.
If they're like, for example, at Davidoff Cigar Bar, I think it was the owner asked me if I like wanted to be part of Super Bowl squares, and I noticed that all the people who were like buying squares last year, or was it that this year? Was that February?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, this year, all of them were like employees, bartenders, waitresses. So I said sure, and then I got in this text group, and then now, most recently, I don't love to go out to dinner all the time, but I went out with a couple of the waitresses, got to know this DJ.
I feel like
It's
we're
just-
yada-yadaing over
We are,
social.
we are. But
You're
just-
really like, how do you start a social? Well, I meet the owners, and then I'm at the hottest club. I know the DJ.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
then-
long
and
story
then-
short,
and then
my nickname's Avicii.
I bring 10 girls out, and then that introduces me to,
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what
Right,
I
right.
noticed.
Like, there's gotta be missing.
Jerry, here's what I noticed between the guys that try to do it well or try to do it and fuck up, and how he does it from observationally is when Chifo meets someone, he doesn't seem to have an agenda. It's not like, oh my god, dude, let's Like, you know, that
It's
like
genuine, yeah.
that like puppy dog or like super excitable, like, wait, you're the owner? Oh my god, this guy's the owner.
It's try hard and being impressed.
It's you never want to seem thirsty when you're meeting a high value person. And the people that suck get real thirsty. They're like, you're high value, and it's like their demeanor changes. It's like they met a celebrity. And like, oh my God, like you're a fucking owner? I'm really excited. Like Chifo
Yeah.
always stays calm. He's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, how can I even his tonality is always
He's on a
chill.
podcast. He's doing ASMR. Like, I mean,
You-
he's always calm.
But this is what he
you're trying
does.
to-
This is like he doesn't come off
Right.
as like he wants something from them. That's what
Well,
I've seen.
Like, the real trick
you're
of this is
You're just looking for common threads
okay.
in anybody that you meet, and if you find those threads, then you can, you know, grow the relationship from there, right? So how
Multiple commonalities.
are these people alike? How am I alike with this person? With this person, there's different ways, right?
Chifo's really good at finding commonalities and being like, okay, how does that, like you said, create a conversational avenue,
Yeah,
and doing it in a way that's like you're not asking something from them. You're never like,
no,
you're actually, I think you lead with value. Like I can bring you value in a way that's not salesy.
sure. Like we share some interests. Let's open up a thread and like keep this conversation going, because that's I've always believed that's what you do. You should do when you meet people. You honor the interaction, because you know you're.
Do you actually say that instead of like we should like exchange numbers? You say we should start a thread.
Sometimes
That's actually
if
nice.
I feel like it's
I like that.
yeah, like a
He's
back
got some
and forth.
sophistication.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. End us with value. What is one big tip? If you had to give one tip to everybody watching right now when it comes to their social life, what's the last tip you want to leave us on here? It's about that time.
Believe in yourself. You can do it. Yeah.
Love that.
I was like,
Yeah.
Albert, what did Albert say earlier? So like, if you believe it, you can achieve it, or
Yeah.
follow the
The
rainbow.
zest of life or something.
Yeah.
Swing away.
See,
Yeah.
he does have a zest for adventure.
Albert's
Yes.
like, batter up.
Believe in yourself and your zest for adventure.
And
And-
only through the yearning of possibilities.
All right. Now, if you found that as cheesy as I did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe.
Jerichos, give us a
leave
thumbs
comment.
up.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs
Well, remember, we're doing no more thumbs up, right? Give us a K. Give us an emoji.
There we go.
Give
Everybody
us-
switch to the hang loose.
Give us a hang loose.
Wow.
We'll see you in the next episode.